Welcome back. I just checked his Twitter page and it is not a joke. He tweeted it. And so I asked the AI Sowore is planning to appoint into office as Minister of Finance. And I'm also asking AI if appointing a drone as a Minister of Defense is logical. Here is the response, and I'm using Claude. Interesting thought experiment. It sounds like a thought experiment, right? Because I don't think any very intelligent person should even think like this, much more a potential presidential candidate. I mean, don't you even have people advising you or curating your tweets? Guys, don't you even know anything about technology? Because obviously, for him to think this way, he doesn't know anything about technology. Before I jump into the write-up, and apologies, I could just read this, but I am very infuriated that I have to make a video like this. This is a very commonsensical thing. I had to prompt AI. This is 2026. This is the highest form of AI chatbots existing right now. I had to prompt Claude by texting, by typing what I want. How does he plan to appoint AI as a minister? Because AI cannot wake up and make decisions. You have to prompt the AI. You have to input the commands into the AI. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but from the little I know, you need to you need to type what you want to put inside AI. AI will not magically give you responses. It is artificial. It is made by man. So it is not superior to man. It can encompass more information, but it is not superior to man until we probably have artificial super intelligence, which is still not superior to man because it is what? Man made intelligence. It only helps man to perform more tasks. Then we have drone. To use a drone, you need a drone pilot. In 2026, the drone needs to be flown by a person, and the drone can only perform surveillance activities or if you're trying to blow up a place, to the best of my knowledge. So, how do you appoint a drone as a minister of defense? Because having to read this makes me kind of look stupid. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because before he even tweeted it, couldn't he have think about it or even make any form of research? Because how does this make any sense from a human being? If he was an uneducated person, I would understand. But not only does he claim to be educated, but this is a potential presidential candidate of a nation, a country. Let me read what AI has responded. AI AI calls it an experiment because it is very illogical. And it got some information from Wade governance trade ups for unconventional ministerial appointments. Here we go. What appointing AI as Minister of Finance would really mean. You can't appoint software into a constitutional office. Ministerial roles carry legal accountability, the ability to testify to a legislature. This is even more political than commonsensical and functional or performance ability. So let's talk about the legislature first, which AI is starting with. The ability to testify to a legislature, sign binding instruments, and be fired or prosecuted. Excuse me. You can't appoint software into a constitutional office. Like, the fact that it doesn't even know that you can't even appoint software into constitutional office is baffling. I should not be shouting, but how do you not get enraged by this? Because this is a presidential candidate. This is not a comedy skit. Or maybe Sowore is just a comedian. He must be a comedian. But he is not. Guys, he is not a comedian. This is real life. You can't appoint software. Does Sowore know what artificial intelligence even is? Because I don't think he does. I don't think he does. Maybe he's been hearing about it and he has a glimpse of the knowledge, but he doesn't know that it is a software. Does Sowore even know what a software is? Or maybe he thinks AI is a robot. But I don't think he's even thinking to that sophisticated level yet. Because that needs for you to actually perform some research. Or maybe he has just been watching American movies, sci-fi movies. So he's thinking of what he saw from a movie. He's thinking from what he saw from a movie. He's not thinking, apologies, Mr. Sowore, but he's not thinking with his common sense. He's not even thinking that much. This is a country. This is not a storybook. Are we a joke to these people? No, are we a joke to Mr. Sowore? We definitely are a joke to Mr. Sowore. Don't you guys think? You can't appoint software into a constitutional office. Ministerial roles carry legal accountability, their ability to testify to a legislature, sign binding instruments, and be fired or prosecuted. Mr. Sowore definitely does not know that AI is a software. How? Maybe he thinks AI is a robot. I don't even know if he knows what he's even thinking. I think he's just talking to win. He's just trying to tell people sweet things that sound intelligent and sound modern. He's not thinking. This is just a criminal. An AI system has none of that. So, in practice, the question collapses into how much decision making authority should an AI system have within the finance ministry, and who remains accountable for it. That reframe matters a lot. I don't think he knows that it is a human being that would handle the AI. I think he thinks AI will just wake up in the morning. But if it thinks that way, then does it not realize that it is what you prompt AI that AI would give you? It is the series of prompting. Now, let's say, how can we even say you are appointing a I don't want to go into I don't want to break down this train of thought because it just becomes me justifying stupidity, if that makes sense. So I don't want to justify foolishness, and I'm so sorry for using such vulgar words, but I think sometimes you need to call a spade and not filter your words and let people know that this is absolute lunacy and madness and utter rubbish foolishness. It makes no sense. Excuse my French and excuse my insults. This is why someone needs to travel abroad. Because how can a presidential candidate think like this, for heaven's sake? How? How? And Twitter is not even trending it. The fact that the youth are saying this on Twitter and it is not trending on how Shore's IQ is very low is just baffling. This is not even a matter of intelligence quotient because you are not intelligent. At least do some like at least do some don't you even have at least do some finding or some thinking, but don't you even have a cabinet? Don't you even have people curating what you are posting? Like how do you even think this way? How? Ha! How can I even be reading this without wanting to vomit? Where AI does every I excuse me for not finishing what I was reading. I did AI training in secondary schools. The AI students that I taught to an extent know that AI cannot do anything by itself. They have to be the ones to use AI to do things. To the best of my knowledge and to how much I taught them. When I was teaching them prompt engineering, I was showing them that you need to input AI into your computer. First, you go to your browser, then you go to the AI software, and I taught them hardware or software. And even in what is the name of this girls' only school? This is not marketing. I'm just trying to show you guys that even secondary students should not think like this. What is the name of the school? It's a girls' only school. I did that in many of the other schools too. I did it in Maverick. I did it in Mokala, something girls only, Mokala school. Jesus Christ. Excuse me for not remembering. Let me find the name of the school. Shout out to the PS for giving me the school. Hey, at least she did something. We should give accolades to people that actually do something. One, I'm not political. I just saw the post on someone's WhatsApp status and I wanted to vomit. St. Louis in Ibadan. So yeah, I taught them at St. Louis, and to the best of my knowledge, and hopefully they also remember what I taught them. But they know that AI is a system software that is used by man. AI cannot wake up and start doing things. It is not possible. Let me know if you have any questions or requests or even what's that word I'm looking for? Opposition in the comment section. Please. I am open to criticism. And now we have the next subtopic where AI already does heavy lifting in finance ministries, forecasting, revenue projections, GDP models, risk scenarios. Please, can we tell Mr. Sowore that you use AI to forecast and you use AI to collect data and then to make comparison of whatever results that you've gotten? AI cannot just think like a human being. Then fraud detection and tax compliance. AI detects this after, yes, mom. Sorry, give me 5 minutes more, tops. After AI collects data, then you can also input some tracking device AI softwares to help to detect some fraudulent activities or some illegal tax uncompliance or compliance defects. Optimizing budget allocation given constraints. So this is AI optimizing your budget allocation and then allocating budget to different sectors. Excuse me, I'm rushing. My mother is calling me. Real-time monitoring of spending against targets. So AI does this, but AI cannot be the minister. Real-time monitoring. Ma, oh my days. I will be right back. Actually, wait, that's personal. Apologies. I will be right back. Give me, let me wrap this up. Then countries like Estonia, Singapore, and the UK already lean heavily on algorithmic tools for exactly this. So AI heavily embedded in finance ministry isn't radical. It's already happening quietly. Obviously, you can input AI into the ministry, but not as the minister where it breaks down as lateral appointment accountability gap. If an AI driven policy causes a financial crisis, who resigns? Who goes before parliament? A minister can be held responsible in a way a model can't because it is an AI model. Legitimacy. Fiscal policy involves value trade-offs. Who bears austerity? Austerity, which sectors get support? These are political choices, not optimization problems. An AI can model trade-offs. It shouldn't be the one deciding whose interests win. Does this make sense to you guys? Fiscal policy involves value trade-offs. Who bears austerity? Which sector gets support? So who does the deciding or who does the political choices? Because these are political choices, not optimization problems. AI does the technological optimizing. Who actually does the law type of thinking, if that makes sense? Also, apologies. This is not even my forte. This is just basic common sense. Like literally basic common sense. Maybe basic common sense isn't common. Apologies. Adversarial environments, financial systems are full of actors trying to game whatever system governs them. A known static a non-static or predictably updated decision algorithm is more exploitable than a human using judgment and discretion. Obviously, it is a robot. And it's not even like a hardware robot, it's a software robot. It's a system software. Jesus Christ. Manipulation, apologies, I'm rushing. Manipulation and single point of failure. Concentrating financial authority in one model creates an attractive, catastrophic attack surface. A hacked or subtly poisoned finance AI is much bigger risk than a hacked human. Obviously, they can just easily hack it. Plus, there's still a human needed to even operate it. Should make sense. That's Yoruba for does it even make sense? Now, a drone as Minister of Finance is the more obviously bad version of the same idea. So, this is a bad idea, but this is a more obviously bad version of the same idea. Autonomous weapons systems making command level decisions, including anything resembling authorization of force, is red line most militaries ethics and international law frameworks, e.g., debate. Give me a second. Autonomous weapons making autonomous weapons systems making command level decisions. So I'm guessing they can make their own decisions. They can't make their own decisions, don't get me wrong, but they still need a human being that would prompt the decision. It cannot just wake up in the morning and decide. It has to be prompted, it has to be asked. And it's only going to think like a robot. Does that make sense? It won't consider human factors that humans should actually consider. Because what? It is a robot. Thank you. Now, e.g., debate at the UN CCW on lethal autonomous weapons. Excuse me for rushing. Let me slow down a tiny little bit. But I don't want to disobey my mother. So, just a tiny little bit. So I don't not accurately explain this to you guys. Once again, autonomous weapons systems making command level decisions, including anything resembling authorization of force, is a red line most militaries, ethicists, and international law frameworks, e.g., debate at the UN CCW on lethal autonomous weapons, treat as unacceptable precisely because of accountability and escalation risk. Who takes accountability and who do you go to for escalation? Or if there is an escalation risk, who do you go to? And even this part of the AI makes no sense, because I think AI is also forgetting that humans are the ones operating these things. A drone cannot fly itself. And it is until I even prompt this AI before it also realizes that, before it is until I prompt Claude that it will realize that, sir, that is also true. We also need to be prompted in 2026. Keeping in mind, in 2026. Does that make sense? So even Claude cannot even give me a very accurate thinking or an accurate reason right now. Bro, Sowore should be arrested. Because bro, that is a liar. That is a very, very incompetent person. Well, a liar because you don't have anyone's best interest at heart. You don't even know what you are talking about. Like, you don't even primarily know what you are talking about. And if you think you do, I'm not even fighting you. Correct me. I'm only speaking out of emotions because based on my level of understanding and intelligence, it's a no-brainer. It's a robot. You need a human. It is dealing with other humans. These are man-made things. Man-made artificial intelligences, softwares, and hardwares. By man. So you need a man because he is superior. You cannot rule a man with what a man created. Does it make sense? Unless if the people around don't know much, then you educate them and you train them on how to use these softwares and tools to be better. But these software and tools cannot be the ones doing or performing the ruling. I leave the UK and my brain wakes up. All right, treat. I'm right here. Treat as unacceptable. Treat as unacceptable. Apologies, I'm trying to rush. Sorry. treat as unacceptable precisely because of accountability and escalation risk. A drone has no capacity for proportionality judgment, no political accountability, and could make catastrophic errors at machine speed with no human in the loop. The more realistic and better version of your idea, rather than appoint the AI, the interesting policy question for 2027 is, how do we formally structure AI as an adversary or execution layer under human ministers with clear audit trails, human sign off on high stakes decisions, and legal liability resting with a named human? Resting with a named human? That's a question. Let me take that again. I'm thinking of the task my mother called me to come and do. I feel like a terrible child. Not really, because I'm not that bad. Excuse me. Rather than appoint the AI, the interesting policy question for 2027 is, how do we formally structure AI as an advisory or execution layer under human ministers with clear audit trails, human sign off on high stakes decisions, and legal liability resting with a named human? Named human. So the question should be this: we should be trying to find a way to structure AI as an advisory execution layer under human ministers with clear audit trails, human sign off on high stake decisions, and legal liability resting with what? A named human. Because of the politics, but even apart from the politics, AI is not even giving me the point of the human feeling and considering some of the human factors in play, because we have human factors in play. There are some things that AI cannot account for that a human would account for. Oh my goodness. If you want, I can sketch what a realistic AI augmented finance ministry governance model might look like. I also saw another video, another tweet where it spoke about blockchain finance in government. Please, does Mr. Sowore know that blockchain is Web3, and Web3 is literally even created? Web3 was created as a decentralized finance so that the government does not have control over your finances. Does he know? I don't think Sowore knows that blockchain technology is anti-government. And I'm not saying that because it is anti-government, it is not good. But the purpose of blockchain is so that the government cannot regulate your money. But let me read the tweet properly, because right now I saw a glimpse of the tweet and I just decided that it was not going to be sensible, because this is very, very unsensible. Apologies for using such cruel and mean words, but I don't want to mince my words, because then I'll be doing more harm than good. Mincing my words and trying to not say stupid as stupid and use some philosophical or grammatical literature to break down stupid is doing more harm to you than good. A stupid statement or a stupid act is a stupid statement, although it is mean and it would not allow you guys to properly understand what I'm saying. No, not properly understand. It will make you actually properly understand. But as a Christian, it is mean, because you should spread love and you should educate people and teach people in a nice way. But this is me not trying to be. As a matter of fact, I think I'm being Christ-like by being direct with you. No, actually, this is not me being Christ-like. Jesus would say things in parables. I was going to say maybe that is why the world is confused, because if the Bible just writes everything plainly and we can understand it without interpretation, life would be easy. God forgive me for that statement. I'm just angry right now. I'm just angry right now. Stop. Israel, relax. I should relax. But oh my God, how can a presidential candidate say something like that? But I think as a liberal person, though, that is one of the reasons why the Bible is a very confusing thing to read. But I'm a Christian and the Holy Spirit gives us interpretation. That is more spiritual. This is not a matter of spirituality. This is a matter of real life. Mr. Sowore, sir, I'm going to swallow the remaining part of that, Mr. Sowore, sir. But sir, you can do better. You can do better. You don't have the people's interest at heart. You don't. You obviously don't. You don't. Nigeria is already going through a lot and you're still coming to even bring bad things to us again. Come on.